About 9 days ago, as a result of being in the hospital for a while, I contracted a viral infection. And so about 9 days ago, I had a temperature of about 102 that peaked to 103 at one time and then fluctuated mostly between 100 and 102. So during that time, there were certain periods where I was quite convinced that Jesus was trying to call me home. So I consider this my resurrection sermon. We all have beliefs, even if our belief is to have no beliefs. It matters what we believe. It really matters. There's tens of millions of people in this country who right now do not believe it is possible to live with people of different ethnic and racial groups and any other kind of group, any kind of other. They believe that. And it empowers an enormous amount of hatred and even violence. If we believe that human beings have worth and dignity, if we really believe that, it changes us, it affects us. A unique characteristic of the Unitarian Universalist religious movement is that it actively encourages people. In a way, it requires and demands, if you will, individuals to create their own beliefs. This is baffling to some. I can't tell you how many newcomer meetings I've been in, and they ask, well, what do you believe? And I fumble around a bit. I say, well, you believe what you decide for yourself is something worthy of your belief. And they look at me so quizzically, like, can you do that? And it is an ethos we have created here that is very unusual for the population at large. So many people are accustomed to having others tell them what to believe. And one of the characteristics here is that we encourage people to believe what is truly theirs to believe. However, I think we could do a lot more than we currently do, nationally and locally, to help people find what they believe, to help them discover and understand and process and discern what they believe. I think it is an error to tell people, oh, you can believe what you want. It's, you're free to do that here. That's true up to a point, but it is also true that people need guidance. We tend to say to people, go for it, good luck, find out what you believe. You're on your own. Or we tend to say, beliefs really don't matter. Relationships matter, community matters, social justice matters, but the cultivation of beliefs really doesn't matter. Well, all these things, community and social justice, obviously are very important, but so I believe is the cultivation of belief. I remember years ago, there was a period of time where there was this extremely popular book called Building Your Own Theology. I think it is still in print, but it attracted enormous interest at the time because it actually helped people work through their own internal process of finding what they believe. Are there beliefs to which all Unitarian Universalists can comfortably agree? Are there things most human beings, if they thought about it carefully, could say, I agree, I believe that? I think so. Beliefs are at the foundation of who we are. They are things that are true. And most importantly, the important beliefs are things that are most worthy of our attention and devotion even. The more deeply rooted in reality and experience a belief is, the more solid it will be, and the better able such beliefs will be to help us endure the storms and stresses of life. Is it possible to construct beliefs which apply to people generally and which do not break any of our taboos about what should be believed? I think so. And one such belief, I think, naturally arises from our awareness of the brevity and fragility of our lives and of all those we know and love. Everything is in a state of change and flux. It's quite remarkable to realize that this moment right here with this group of people, the music, the emotions, the feeling, the attitude that we all bring to this moment will occur, and then it will pass, and it will never occur again, this particular moment and this particular configuration of conditions. And so it is with each moment of life. Someone advised others to savor each moment as something they experience for the very first time and very last time, to cherish it as something that they will never experience again, and to savor it as something that's new and fresh. And so it is. That is literally true. So we are encouraged, I believe, to develop beliefs that help us savor each moment of life and understand deeply the fragility and transitoriness of life. A second belief arises from our interdependency. We are deeply and continually, every second of our lives, connected to one another and connected to everything around us. And that's really an amazing fact that I'm just getting to the best part. So anyway, you know, you win some, you lose some, right? I am utterly dependent every moment of my life, as you are, on the air I breathe, on the ability of my organs to function properly, on the water I'm able to drink, on the food, hopefully, I'm able to eat today, and all of those people who make that possible. And furthermore, I am utterly dependent upon friendship and the kindness of others to be able to nourish a sense of well-being. And we pass through life being unaware or unattentive to all of these dependencies and interdependencies that make us possible. But they are all there, all the time, unceasingly. And in their absence, we will immediately feel a need. The list of my dependencies is endless. We want to develop beliefs that understand deeply the interdependence of all life. A third belief comes not from our direct experience, but from the understanding of life that science has provided us. The age of the universe is unimaginably long. Some scientists say around 13 billion years. It is unimaginably vast. Some say roughly the observable universe is 93 billion light years in width. That's just beyond the capacity of someone to understand. Now, despite rigorous efforts to do so, in this vast cosmos that we have explored, there is no creature like us that exists anywhere. Think about it. The human being that is able to sing so beautifully as Ted did this morning and will continue to do. Dr. Federley's creating music, the creation of music itself, the ability of me to communicate, the ability of me to understand the world, the way the science has helped us understand the world. There are other animals in the world that have the capacity to think in a primitive and rudimentary way. But there is nothing like us on the planet or in the cosmos. Now think about that. Think about this vast, vast space and vast time, and we are in a unique position. Yes, it is true that we use our intelligence in very destructive and unintelligent ways. That's for sure. Habitually, we do that, but we have nonetheless the capacity. We are that part of the cosmos that is aware of itself and can communicate about that to others. This gives human beings, even if they're not aware of it, even if they haven't developed it, this gives human beings an incredible dignity, significance, and responsibility. We have inherited an infinitely precious gift through being born. We play a very important role as a species in the great festival of life. Each moment is a gift. We are always utterly interdependent. These beliefs are anchored in facts and worthy of our attention. I often think, especially as I read various books and articles about it, what is the purpose of a religious community in this time? I read articles about the decline of religion. I've lived in California, which is in many ways a post-religious, I won't say, I love California. So it is in many ways a post-religious society. You see the decline of religion. You see how many mainstream Protestant denominations are composed largely of very elderly people, and you don't see young people taking their place. And these and other experiences of mine lead me to think sometime, what is the purpose in our modern era for the religious community? I am one of those who is absolutely certain of the vitality and importance of it. But as I think about what a religious community does, surely one of those purposes is community and fellowship. And this particular fellowship does an outstanding job of being loving toward one another, of creating a loving environment. And surely that is a very important thing. Another important role is pastoral care. I had a member of the congregation approach me before the service and said, we need to go visit some people this week who are in a difficult situation, and they would need our support. And that's part of what this community does that is so incredibly important. Social justice is another area that's very important, to be a place that stands up for what is underrepresented in our society, that stands up for the marginalized, the forgotten, the abused, the shunned. Another important function is the spiritual nurture of children and youth. Another function, I think, is the aesthetic of music, of the joyfulness of that. And I've seen congregations that have art shows and art displays that highlight the arts and that part of the human condition. But I think an developed dimension of this community and of all UU congregations I know, for a lot of very good and complicated reasons, is the development, the helping of people understand the power and importance of beliefs. This is a very problematic area for us because many of us have come from religious institutions in which we have been wounded by the imposition of beliefs. And we know the dark side of beliefs, but I think that we should not throw out the baby with the bathwater, that the cultivation of positive, life-giving beliefs that help people live in deeper harmony with themselves and with one another and with the world and be more courageous representatives of social justice is important. There are many people in our society who know a great many facts and theories and understand complex subjects and technical subjects and perhaps have enormous intelligence, but who have no idea how to maintain a peaceful mind and live harmoniously with others. We are a place, I think, that can help people develop their beliefs, aid them, and encourage them for their own well-being and that of others. I will talk more about this in the months ahead, and now more music.